We're rooted in culture and your window to the stories that matter. From news to lifestyle, we inform, entertain, and uplift. Join Rapid TV on Star Times Channel 176, Nightcom Sat. On Rapid FM, we speak your language from the soulful airwaves of Umuahia to the vibrant culture of Port Harcourt and beyond. More than broadcasters, we're creators, amplifying that voice within with powerful content across TV, radio, and digital. Join us at rbnradiotv.com and all our social media handles. One network, one voice. Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN, the sound of your city. Rooted in truth, driven by impact.
My name is Akio Sakido.
Hey guys, this is Anto Lecky.
My name is Theo Bliss.
My name is Akava. I go by the name Baba D.
And you're tuned into Rapid TV. And I love Rapid TV.
Shout out
Rapid TV.
Thank you, Rapid TV. Please keep watching
Rapid TV.
This is Rapid TV.
Rapid
TV.
Keep watching.
Keep it down.
Leave it like that.
All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're still tuned in to Rapid TV. This is Rapid Dawn. Of course, we have been hanging out with you from the hour of 7, where we did make sure that your day started as smart as possible. I'd like to add that because you cannot say we didn't do anything, didn't we, Victor?
Of course, we did our best.
Anyways, today has been an amazing day, and I can say for a fact that the week is off on a very good start because, of course, look at who is excited about the week. I will rate my weekend a solid, undiluted 10 over 10.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had ample rest. When I say ample rest, the type that is not distorted by anything. In fact, I didn't let anything get in the way of that, mind you. My phones, whatever, I didn't let anything get in the way of that. I took the much rest that I needed because my body said, you know what, it's time for you to stop right here and let me breathe. So we give the body what the body wanted.
And I think you were just practicing what you preach, right?
Absolutely.
Because you've been a strong advocate for rest, especially whenever you are the doctor's heart. So I think it's important that whilst you preach these things, you also get to practice it. Just to let you know that truly, once your body gives you the sign, you better rest, right?
Come on,
as
look
much
at me.
as
I
possible.
glow.
Yes, you do.
I mean,
you do.
it's from the weekend rest.
The
beauty sleep, I had it. I had it. I absolutely did.
But of course, it's the 9 o'clock. Let's leave matters beauty for a while, and think about, of course, lots of conversation outlined today. I mean, interesting conversation, and these are worrisome conversations as well too, that affects us as a nation and as a people. In this part of the world, there has been lots of killings. There's been lots of attacks going on in some part of the country, which has led us to asking many questions. What is the government doing about it? What are they really doing to ensure that those that have taken hold of some of these communities are sacked from this community? Just very recently, we saw the attacks on Uwata. In fact, according to report, over 2,000 deaths has occurred since 2024 up until now, based on terrorist insurgent attacks going on in some parts of the country. This conversation we're going to be having this morning with an expert that is going to share with us what can be done to ensure that the Nigerian police force, the security forces rather of Nigeria are doing their bit, doing their quota. I mean, using their full might to ensure that the terrorists are sacked and being taken away from the country, Nigeria. And of course, we're going to be having that conversation just in a moment.
All right. The security infrastructure or structure in Nigeria is one that, like you said, calls for attention. If Nigeria were a corporate organization, would you say would we say our security is up to par? This is a question, of course, the very first one we'll be asking our guest for today.
Right.
I don't know if he's ready to have us, but yes,
so join us.
we will be asking the questions. We have a security expert. His name is Lasisi Sani, CPO SRNPC, and he is a security leader, risk strategist and crisis manager, cyber and physical protection expert. And of course, he has a wealth of knowledge and experience in mitigating risk. I have seen him in the last couple of weeks posting about, you know, CCTV is not just the most efficient way, because we had the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate sit right here in the studio with us, and he was talking about how, you know, to sort out the security problem in Nigeria, what stops the government from putting drones in Anambra State, you know, and according to this expert, yes, it's important that we have these CCTVs. It's important that we have these drones. But if they are not monitored properly, it will just be looking for a way to solve a puzzle after, I don't know how to put that. But if you put a CCTV, the CCTV does not stop the criminal from stealing.
No.
The only thing is it ensures that he gets caught.
Exactly.
That's the only measure that CCTVs can. So that might not be like the most effective way to curb out insecurity in Nigeria.
Truly.
Personally, if you ask me, the drones, do they come with strikers? Perfect way to get it done. The moment the drone captures you, it is given a command to eliminate immediately. Especially when we have to deal with, you know, insecurity, when we have to deal with terrorists and kidnappers and what have you. Shoot on sight.
Yeah.
Then we know that we have a solution to the problem.
Exactly. And I think as well, with all of this, right, having these resources without training is basically an effort in futility. Right, so it's important that whilst all of these resources are coming to play, that training has got to be there. Once we have our CCTV cameras installed and functional, right, it's important that we have people that are operating them, people that are seated behind the desk to manage them, right? Once they see a threat, they immediately alert the foot soldiers that are within the vicinity, because definitely there must be soldiers around. Once those threats are being identified, those soldiers will get to action immediately, not 1 hour after, not 1 hour prior, almost immediately. The moment that alert is there, they're already there to engage with the threat immediately. And I think that is something that the security agents need to do. Do they have CCTV cameras? Yes, they do. Are they very effective and efficient? That we're not so sure about at this point in time. The drones, we have them in Nigeria. But are they so effective and efficient? We are not so sure about it. So I think most times it's the usage of these resources. We might not have them all in surplus, but we have little of them. What are we doing with the ones that are available? And these are questions that are still begging for answers. I don't know if our guest is ready to join us now in the conversation.
All right. Before we have the guest, we can't just keep bantering on the security situation in Nigeria. Now, we were doing a few analyses of, you know, how much we hear about these things on the news. Just last week, we heard about, you know, people who were kidnapped in Kogi State. We did see a video of these men. There were three of them begging for their lives. And in that video, I saw them hold a skull in their hands. And they were like, if you don't give us the money, this is what we are going to become. This is our skulls that are going to be used on display, you know, just before you know it. And sometimes what gets to me is the audacity of these criminals. Most times. The audacity of the criminals. Some of them display their faces on TV. They display their faces on social media. I think this year, I mean, since 2023, we had this particular one who was very famous on TikTok, always, you know, displaying monies that he has collected as ransom. And this is because these people are currently taking advantage of the collapsed structure of the security system here in Nigeria. In fact, there was a time where a celebrity, Angela Okorie, was with a police officer. We knew that she had just gone through surgery to acquire, you know, some fake stuff, and then she was running on the street. And there was a police officer right behind her, following her. So Nigerians were talking about it like, look at how you have mesmerized the force. People don't, they are no longer respected. You know, the profession is no longer as sacred or as it used to be, right? And then, Very Dark Man, who we know is an activist, they call him, you know, made a post afterwards. Now, in that post, he made some very salient points. There was a video right about the same time that that video was released. There was another video where the Nigerian police was in a video where these terrorists were speaking and they were shaking hands and they were speaking together, and he said one would expect that these kinds of things would have been addressed by the Nigerian police.
Exactly.
But this was not addressed, and this other one was being addressed. This that has no significance to the security situation in our country. And now this is the same thing. Nigerians started to draw questions from there, saying it's more like you are not addressing the main issue,
Right.
which makes every other person think that you have a hand in the security collapse in the system. We have elder statesmen, like I think it was Abacha who said that.
Exactly.
That if the security situation in a country, if the terrible security situation in a country lasts for 24 hours, we're talking terrorists now, we're talking insurgents now. If it lasts for more than 24 hours, it means that the government of the day has a hand in it.
Very true.
We have seen 2-3 administrations, from Goodluck Jonathan in 2015, where we saw the spread of Boko Haram, to 2017.
Right.
Was it 2017?
No,
2019, where Muhammad Buhari took
came.
over. We saw people being killed like never before.
Yeah.
We saw security situation deteriorate right before our eyes.
And we even thought that during
that was the worst.
During Buhari's tenure, our hopes were high that because he was a military person, that it was going to be easier. Right. But it didn't even happen.
It didn't.
It didn't happen.
In 2023, it came again. We saw, hints of this security situation. In Abuja, one chance is gradually wearing the people out. Every day we have 1-2 experiences of one chance. People being killed. In fact, in 2023, I was in the hospital at the time. I went to receive medical care, and I saw a man at the hospital where he was in his house. These people broke into his house with weapons, and then they hit nails, about 4 nails in his head, in his skull, in his house.
Wow.
He wasn't going out late. He wasn't on the street. He was nowhere but in his house, which is supposed to be the safest place a person can be
Of course.
in his home. They hit a nail to his skull. Now, I don't know if he made it out of that situation. Just after that one was brought to the hospital, another lady was brought almost disfigured because she was thrown out of a moving vehicle because of one chance operators here. We have had this many times, many experiences. People falling victims of this many times. How many can we recount? Then we're talking about Benue State, the Iwata community. Look at the massive massacre that was done, the mass destruction that was done in that community. Just last week, we saw a video of a boy, a little boy who made it out of that attack with a machete on his waist. He might never remain the same. Disfigured his shape. People died, properties destroyed, and we are still in Nigeria. We're still bearing it. We're still talking about the security situation. When is it going to be sorted out? Now, this is not for us but we are just exposing these situations. We're just analyzing some of the situations that we have experienced here in Nigeria. But this is not for us to dissect because, of course, we have Mr. Lasisi Sani on the line right here with us. He is a security leader, risk strategist and crisis manager, cyber and physical protection expert. And he'll be telling us probably where we have gotten it wrong as a nation and how we can retrace our steps. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning, Mata.
Good morning.
Good morning, the other anchor, and good morning, everybody. Good morning. Apologies for not going to be in the studio this morning due to some call. But I'm glad to be here with you.
Us on the show. Very first question.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Infrastructure in Nigeria and how things have gone from, should I say, bad to worse right now.
Yeah.
From your expert perspective, how would you honestly rate Nigeria's current security architecture? This is on a scale of 1 to 10, and why would you rate it that?
To be honest, to be candid with my evaluation, the current infrastructure is 5 over 10. 5 over 10 in the sense that what we are now, what we used to have were like one-way uh, one-way war against the terrorists, against the bandits. But now we have a multi-vector, as in multi-vector threat map, confronting the whole security forces at the same time. We used to have in the northeast, we have the terrorists. In the northwest, we have the bandits. But now these people, it is what I now call the comrade at arms. They share intelligence, they share logistics, they share so many things. They share arms with themselves. And these are contributed, a huge problem to the security forces. So what they were fighting before, what they used to fight before, is not what they are fighting now. And the current security architecture, is not and cannot fight that until you understand the root cause, until you understand what you are fighting. If you don't understand what you are fighting or you are trying to call, you won't be able to provide any lasting solution. So that's why we raise the empathy.
Of insecurity for decades that insecurity is a passing phase, giving Boko Haram's 15 years reign, banditry rise, and the kidnapping epidemic. Should Nigerians now accept insecurity as a permanent reality? Because we have heard talks, people say many times, the security situation in Nigeria is going to get better. But you cannot expect that a country will be free of insecurity. Can we hear your comments on that?
You know, in my own understanding and based on what I've been doing for long, insecurity is a business model. And I will tell you that it's a business model. You know, these people have access to illegal mining. They have access to hotel. They have access to so many things. They tax the community. And in doing so, they have resources to keep going, to keep fighting. So in that way, you will know that you will accept that insecurity is a business model. And if you want to fight that, you want to strategize your own part, the insecurity model. But in a situation whereby we have what we have now is where we have the security architecture be overwhelmed by political correctness. And in doing that, you can't fight war. You can't fight insecurity when you are always want to be politically correct. It will overwhelm the strategy. It will imbalance the strategy. So you cannot say, if you say it is, has it come to stay? I will say yes or no. Yes, in the sense that there is nowhere in the world where you have full security. No, we can still fight it if you want to fight it. If you really want to fight it, we can still fight it.
When it comes to insecurity or security as it is in Nigeria. Of course, we see that there's been lots of high-profile measures, like the introduction of new helicopters. The death toll still remains staggering. Now, we have over 4,700 civilians killed. Nearly 3,800 civilians were abducted in the first 4 months of 2025. And we have about 152 security personnel killed by the mid-May this year as well. Now, the question is, why have these interventions failed to yield meaningful improvements?
No, we cannot say that it has failed to yield, but we say it has adequate adequate. So you cannot say, okay, it lacks. That's faith with it. No, totally, you cannot agree that totally. But it has not been adequately curbed insecurity. In the sense that what we lack in general, I would say this way, what we lack in general is lack of actionable intelligence. If you like, you buy, see, if you buy 100, if you have 100 helicopters or 5 jamming, 5 jets, if you don't have adequate intelligence of what to use to stay for their use.
You have to give us a moment. The network seems to be
very
fluctuating.
poor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let us go on a quick break. When we'll come back, we'll try and resolve this so we can have a smoother conversation with you. Please stay with us.
This is Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN. We connect people, power stories, and amplify voices. On Rapid TV, we're rooted in culture and your window to the stories that matter. From news to lifestyle, we inform, entertain, and uplift. Join Rapid TV on StarTimes Channel 176, Nightcomsat. On Rapid FM, we speak your language from the soulful airwaves of Umuahia to the vibrant culture of Port Harcourt and beyond. More than broadcasters, we're creators, amplifying that voice within with powerful content across TV, radio, and digital. Join us at rbnradiotv.com and all our social media handles. One network, one voice. Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN, the sound of your city. Rooted in truth, driven by impact.
Are you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live.
Caesar Radio.
On Facebook, it's Rapid FM Umuahia. On Instagram, it's official Rapid FM. And on X, it is Rapid FM 965. Tune in to Rapid 96.5 FM or listen to us live on our website at www.rapidfm965.com or radiogarden.com.
Better yet, get our mobile app from the Google Play Store.
Catch the pulse of the Southeast on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city.
Hey, Oyanam, all Caesar Radio.
Hello viewers at home, this is D Olumighty and I'm here at the Masterminds Maiden Edition and our audition today. This is the platform where we give young mind kids from the ages of 7 to 17 the platform to express their feeling and to showcase their talent.
My name is Uzo Emanuela Kinsiko,
Sadiq Labron Abu,
Jessica Prince. My name is Halimudi,
Sarah Angela Achalaga. My name is Golden Aisha.
Special Sadu. I'm Taila. I am Paris Aban.
Just not do.
Let's go.
It was amazing.
It was splendid.
Mastermind.
From the heart of Africa, where dreams are born and passion is boundless, a new wave of talent rises. In La Liga, these extraordinary athletes are not just playing the game, they're transforming it.
Danny Rodriguez, the man chasing, it's Lamine Yamal! What a magnificent goal that is!
They shine on the world stage. Watch as they redefine Spain football, inspire millions, and make history. La Liga, where dreams become reality.
Chinua Achebe. In the world of African literature, one name echoes louder than most: Chinua Achebe. Born in 1930 in Ogidi, Anambra State, Achebe grew up between two worlds: the rich traditions of Igbo culture and the rising tide of British colonialism. At just 28 years old, he penned a novel that would change African storytelling forever, Things Fall Apart. It told the story of Okonkwo, a proud Igbo man whose world is torn apart by colonial invasion. But really, it was a story about Africa told by an African. Before Achebe, African stories were often written by outsiders, both with elegant prose and unflinching truth. Achebe gave Africa its voice. He said, "Until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter." Achebe didn't stop at fiction. He was a political critic, essayist, and professor. He rejected Nigeria's national honors in protest of injustice. His legacy, unshakable. Achebe didn't just write novels. He reclaimed a narrative. He reminded us that African stories belong to Africans first.
In the heart of Central Africa, a voice once rose, bold, fearless, and unyielding. That voice belonged to Patrice Emery.
My name is Aki Osaki Odoa.
Hey guys, this is Ansel Lecky.
My name is Leo Bliss.
My name is Akava, go by the name of Baba D.
And you're tuned into Rapid TV. I love Rapid TV.
Shout out Rapid TV. Thank you, Rapid TV. Please keep watching
Rapid TV. This is Rapid TV. Rapid TV.
Keep watching.
Keep it meltdown. Leave it like that.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Sincere apologies for the breaking transmission. I mean, we already heard from MTN and all of those networks. It's pretty terrible out here. But we've got to do what we've got to do, and we've got a guest right at the other end and is willing to take us through with this conversation. Hi, Mr. Sani. Do we still have you on the line?
Hello, Mr. Sani.
Still have you on the line.
Oh boy. We do hope that he joins us for this conversation, because we really want to have your expert insight on the conversation centered around security. Mr. Sani? We're still going to work on the network because we can talk to us about this.
That has been done, of course.
Can you hear me?
But once we have him, he's going to join us on the conversation.
Certainly,
as it is. Yeah.
Certainly.
But lots of concerns. Talking about the insurgents, right? To an extent, you made some references talking about some of the terrorists that does the videos and post it online. Somehow, it seems like they've been enjoying some form of invisibility. That's the level of confidence that they have. The people, we see them, but somehow they've become invisible to the same people that are supposed to fight them and bring them to book. And that's how most times it feels like they have that audacity to want to bring themselves out to the public and say that, hey, no matter what happens, we're not afraid. So it's more like a direct approach to the Nigerian military to say, hey, we're here, come show us what you've got. And whilst we give kudos to the Nigerian soldiers for the many work that they've been doing so far, right? I also think it's important that they go in more with more force. You know, they're launching into this attack with more vigor, heavier audacity.
You know, the problem is not audacity, Victor. I really doubt if the problem here is audacity. I think the problem here is lack of tools, which is one thing that they have pointed out time and again. You see, these people are ready to go out there and fight, but just take a look at this. Let's use a very familiar situation, the David and the Goliath situation.
Yeah, scriptural.
Right? But that was in a spiritual context, a spiritual perspective. But if we're looking at a physical context, there was no way David would have defeated Goliath,
no.
to be honest with you. Because according to that scripture, David was prepared, was in his full armor, his head was protected, his body was protected. If you had seen graphics of Goliath and what he looked like at that time, you would know that there is no way David would have defeated Goliath.
And experienced soldiers at the time.
Exactly, because Goliath was experienced. Goliath had all of the protection. But because it's a spiritual context, then we can excuse that David would have killed Goliath.
Right.
Because, you know, with a sling and all of that. Because, in fact, these are supernatural things that we don't get to have a say about. But we're looking at it now from a physical perspective. Because these people have advanced weapons that these security operatives do not have.
Yeah.
I remember recounting here an incident in Apo where the guy said he was in his bathroom and he could see out of the window where his neighbor, who happened to be a doctor, you know, kept pleading with these people. These are robbers. They came into the house, kept pleading with them not to kill him and everything. And right before his eyes, they used a machete. They killed him. They used guns. They killed him. And according to them, these were sophisticated weapons. So they didn't stand a chance against those people. They had the opportunity to call on security, you know, give the security an alert. Something like this is happening here. We need your assistance over here. But it was also discovered that the security did not.
They didn't show up.
They didn't show up.
In time?
They showed up. Not that they didn't. They showed up. But they couldn't withstand the firepower that came from these people because they had more sophisticated weapons. So I don't think it's the will to fight. I don't think it's about putting more energy or more momentum. It's about having the right weapons or the right tools to fight against insurgents or to fight against this insurgency. You can do security analysis. You can do risk analysis, risk management. You can do all of that beautifully well. But if these people do not have the right weapons to attack these people, it will just be, again, I like to use the word shadow boxing because you know what it means for someone to be boxing in the air. You never really hit the target because you have not figured out where the target is or figured out how to get to the target. You see, Nigeria is a nation of resilience, but we have been under the siege of insecurity for a very long time. And from insurgencies in the northeast, we had militants, we had Boko Haram, we have a number of these people that of this group, terrorist group, that have bedeviled the peace of the nation for a very long time. Now, it is not time for us to start to throw blames here and there. What we need to do is go back to the drawing board. How did this start? It would have been a prolonged overlook of certain things that has led us to this point.
Of course.
How can we sort the problem? How can we solve the problem of insecurity here in Nigeria? It's not about, you can motivate them from today till thy kingdom come. If they don't have what it takes to face these people head on, they will not.
Very true.
Absolutely.
Now, we've seen many elites, Nigerians talk about the fact that, including soldiers, talks about the fact that our borders are porous, right? Talking about how this insurgency started, right? From the porous borders, unchecked borders, these guys come into neighboring countries and begin to take a foothold in Nigeria. And to an extent, right, they are allowed to thrive in some of these communities, especially because most of these communities do not have what it takes to fight them back. Now, we're seeing reports of some communities now getting to negotiate with these bandits and terrorists. And so we'll pay a certain amount of money, allow us to get down to our farms, even to farm, right? It now seems like these terrorists have now become lords over the residents of these communities. Because, again, people are scared for their lives. And what they must do is to play along to ensure that they are safe. So it's even more difficult, to do the whistle blowing why the government is encouraging that, blow the whistle, let's come into these places. But they cannot even blow the whistles in some of these communities because their lives are totally at risk and in high danger. There has been inventions or inventions of technology, the acquisition of technological advancements, to ensure that security is being fought against. And again, if those technologies, they are not properly used, it's not going to be easy for security to be restored in some of these communities, in some of these societies as it is. Yes, I agree with you when you said that, the whole idea is about the resources, it's about the arms. But again, there has been lots of budgets that has been allocated for us to have proper resources, proper arms, proper ammunition, so we can stand against these insurgents. My big question is what are the security personnel doing with that? I mean, the security chiefs, what are they doing with those resources, the amount of money that has been allocated, for arms to be bought? What are they doing with that? We talked about the helicopters that have been bought. How far have they utilized that? Yes, but again, you look at the border being porous. All of these insurgents, how do they get their weapons into Nigeria without it being intercepted? These are questions that still needs to be answered. Because if all of these are not being looked into, it's a big-time problem for us. Again, once a problem persists for more than 24 hours, it is obvious, that the government's hand just might be part of it. Just imagine that we had Muhammadu Buhari, the late president, former president of Nigeria, being a military personnel. He was a general before he became president. Now, one of the things that he used to campaign was that he was going to fight insurgency in Nigeria. Because as at the time when Goodluck Jonathan was still president, that was when we had the kidnapping of, the abduction of the Chibok girls. And that lingered for so much. It felt like Goodluck Jonathan could not do anything to restore these children back to their families. And so Muhammadu Buhari came with the promise that I'm a military person. I know what to do to ensure that bandits are taken away, terrorists are taken away, Boko Haram at the time is being swept away. But it didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen, right? My question is, what went wrong? With all of the skills that he had, with all of the resources that were still available, within his disposal, what went wrong? What went wrong? So my question is it even possible? Can it be possible that insurgency, terrorists can be swept out of Nigeria completely? And these are questions that are still wrapped in my head, begging for answers.
Anyways, it's very unfortunate, but let's take a look at a few statistics of the security situation here in Nigeria. Now, Nigeria is ranked 6th globally on the 2025 Global Terrorism Index, with 565 terrorism-related deaths in 2024, which marks a rise in the 533 which we had in 2023. Yeah. And the truth is, if we reaccess the situation from, the start of this year up until now, we might have an even elevated number, because we have had pockets of these insecurity here and there, different parts of Nigeria. The one that is most famous or has been put in the news is the one from Benue State and Plateau State. We still have some of these happen, in the northeast. We still have it in the north central. Yeah. Here in Kogi, we have north central. We still have here in the FCT, where security gradually, every day, the security situation here in Nigeria deteriorates. Now, highlights of 2024, it says we are still far below the peak of 2,100 deaths in 2014. Right, the increase is concerning reflects the growing threats from group like Sahel, and then ISWAP is now the deadliest terrorist fraction. In 2023, it accounted for 53% of fatalities, caused an average of 5.2 deaths per attack, up from 3.6 in 2022. Wow. Boko Haram, new resurgence. We saw them, come back into operation, and they have escalated attacks in the northeast using drones and simultaneous raids targeting both military and civilian populations. So the thing is, every time there's a die down of these insurgents, they go back and come reinforced. So now they use drones. Now they have better weapons. Yeah. Now they're in better positions, strategic positions, where the civilians and the military are now a target for them. So it's a very unfortunate situation, not because the government cannot do anything about it, but because I feel that they have not gone to the drawing board and clearly or carefully mapped out ways in which the security situation in the country can be solved or can be sorted out. The most recent will be that of kidnappings, which we see has become the order of the day here in Nigeria. In fact, according to Human Toll in rural areas, it says over 150 people were killed and thousands displaced in April this year during escalating farmer-herder clashes in the Middle Belt, which is in Benue and Plateau State. A whooping number of 150, which of course is not even an accurate reflection of the damage that was done only in Benue State, the Yowata community. Then before we head out to that in Plateau State, which we see that just Plateau State alone has recorded over 500 deaths from the start of this year, let alone the entire sweep that happened in the Yowata community. Now, we also see that in 2024, Crime Experience and Security Perception Survey reported that 51.9 million crime incidents, notably Nigerians, paid a staggering 2.23 trillion in ransom, averaging 2.69 million naira per kidnapping, with 65% of kidnapping victims paying ransom. Listen to that figure. He says that 2024 Crime Experience and Security Perception Survey reported 51.9 million crime incidents. Notably, Nigerians have paid a staggering of 2.23 trillion naira in ransom money.
Wow.
2.23 trillion naira in ransom money.
Of course.
It is unfortunate. Just today, we had an update to the story of the journalist from Liberty TV who was killed sometime last year, and it was discovered that the people who, perpetrated that killing have been arrested, and only God knows what their punishment is going to be. But if you ask me, these are one too many cases, and the government needs to act as urgent as it is
possible.
Because the truth is, we're talking about the food insecurity. We're talking about the economic collapse. We're talking about many other things, regardless of the fact that these are very important things. The tax reforms, the insurance bill, and all of those things that have been introduced, beautiful policies that have been introduced. But I mean, we're talking about the people who are supposed to abide by these policies.
Of course.
The people who these policies are being introduced to guide. If they are not protected, how then, what is the use of this policy? Or how important is it for the people? You see, security is one of the most important things that every leader should pay attention to.
Definitely.
And I really hope that this administration can take the matter of insecurity, or can attend to the matter of insecurity as serious as it is. It does not look serious. It is actually serious, because lives are being lost, properties are being lost, people are being displaced on a daily basis. And if we can pay 2.23 trillion naira as ransom, I mean, it beats my imagination to think, how long or what longer steps we have to take in the fight against insecurity.
Right. And some of the interventions, anyways, that the government has, employed in the past and up until now, starting when the 2015 up until 2021, that was Operation Lafia Do, which focused on Boko Haram, ISWAP in the northeast. We also had Operation Hadinkai, which was also installed in 2021 up until now, which was the successor to Lafia Do, covering counter-insurgency in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe State. Operation Safe Haven was also one of the measures the federal government had to employ, which included a special task force in Plateau State and parts of Kaduna to tackle ethno-religious conflicts. There was also Operation Wellstroke, designed for counter-banditry and anti-militant operations in Benue, Nasarawa, and Taraba State. Operation Well Punch, targeting armed bandits in Kaduna State. And Operation Hadarin Daji, combating banditry in Zamfara, Katsina, and Kebbi, and also Sokoto State. Again, the question is, with all of these interventions, how equipped are these soldiers, to ensure that the fight that they take to the terrorists, they can actually withstand them? There was also the National Counter-Terrorism Strategy, which was first launched in 2014, revised in 2022. It had 5 pillars: forestall, secure, identify, prepare, and then implement. We don't know how far that also went. There were some procurements, according to reports, security procurement and technology, surveillance drones, multiple procurements announced for monitoring rural and border areas. How effective was that as well? Question that the government needs to answer us. There were armored vehicles and helicopters, over 12 new helicopters delivered to the Air Force in 2024 and 2025 for rapid response. Again, how rapid has responses been? $1 billion defense tech package approved in 2025 for surveillance systems and equipment upgrades under the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, which is, of course, DICON. $1 billion defense tech package. How did they use those resources? There was the border control measures, which proposed border fencing. In 2025, the defense chief, Musa Damadim, announced plans to fence portions of Nigeria's porous northern borders to stop militant inflow from Niger and Chad, which I told you earlier on that the border has been porous, and we've had most of these insurgents coming through the border. And then in this year, 2025, the defense chief, Musa Damadami, announced plans to fence portions of Nigeria's porous northern borders to stop militant inflow from Niger and Chad. And there was also increased joint patrols with Niger until coup in 2023 and Cameroon. So all of these measures basically have not really given us have not given us so much of an effective result that Nigerians are looking out for. The insecurity is still increasing in Nigeria. Lots of that too, here and there. But of course, it's a sad situation for Nigeria. And we are hoping, that the federal government, the security personnel, the resources are going to be made available for them, and they can really fight the insurgents and just sweep them out of our society, at large.
Again, beautiful interventions, but how effective has these interventions been? And how effective have they been towards fighting the insecurity that we experience here in Nigeria? Sadly, our guest could not give us his insights and his expert-backed advice, as we would have loved him to on the show, because, of course, the network is, as always, is not on our side today.
Not at all.
I mean, something needs to be done about that too. Network security is also a thing. All right, and we'll be drawing the curtains right about now for Rapid Dawn right here on Rapid TV. It's been an amazing time hanging out and having these conversations all through the morning. And we will see you again tomorrow. But before we do, let us remind you that we are active across social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter at Rapid TV. You can just check us out there, like, subscribe, all of the videos that we'll be putting there. Of course, subscription is for YouTube. You can check us out at official Rapid TV on YouTube. We replay, or we upload all of the episodes we have here on TV, so you can replay and send to friends and family to catch up on the amazing and exciting programs we have lined up here for you. And then, of course, we have the website www.rbnradiotv.com, and on that you can catch us live on all of the programs we have lined up here for you on Rapid TV. My name is Martha Alu. You can call me Martha.
And I am Victor. Okay, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
This is Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN. We connect people, power stories, and amplify voices. On Rapid TV, we're rooted in culture and your window to the stories that matter. From news to lifestyle, we inform, entertain, and uplift. Join Rapid TV on Star Times Channel 176, Nightcomsat. On Rapid FM, we speak your language, from the soulful airwaves of Umuahia to the vibrant culture of Port Harcourt and beyond. More than broadcasters, we're creators, amplifying that voice within with powerful content across TV, radio, and digital. Join us at rbnradiotv.com and all our social media handles. One network, one voice. Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN, the sound of your city. Rooted in truth, driven by impact.
My name is Akio Sakido.
Hey guys, this is Anto Lecky.
My name is Leo Bliss. My name is Akava. I go by the name Baba D.
And you're tuned into Rapid TV. I love Rapid TV.
Shout out Rapid TV. Thank you, Rapid TV. Please keep watching
Rapid TV.
This is
Rapid TV.
Rapid TV.
Keep watching.
Keep it down.
Leave it like that.
you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live.
Caesar Radio.
On Facebook, it's Rapid FM Umahia. On Instagram, it's official Rapid FM. And on X, it is Rapid FM 965. Tune in to Rapid 96.5 FM or listen to us live on our website at www.rapidfm965.com or radiogarden.com. Better yet, get our mobile app from the Google Play Store. Catch the pulse of the Southeast on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city.
Hey, Oyanam, all Caesar Radio.
Hello viewers at home, this is D. Olumighty and I'm here at the Masterminds Maiden Edition and our audition today. This is the platform where we give young mind kids from the ages of 7 to 17 the platform to express their feeling and to showcase their talent.
My name is Uzo Emanuela.
Sadiq Labron Abu.
Jessica Prince.
My name is Hollywood.
Sarah Angela Achalaga. My name is Golden Aisha.
Precious Odum.
I'm Tarila. I'm Paris Aban.
Just not
Let's go.
It was amazing.
It was splendid. Mastermind.
From the heart of Africa, where dreams are born and passion is boundless, a new wave of talent rises. In La Liga, these extraordinary athletes are not just playing the game, they're transforming it.
Danny Rodriguez, the man chasing, it's Lamine Yamal! What a magnificent goal that
They
is!
shine on the world stage. Watch as they redefine football, inspire millions, and make history. La Liga, where dreams become reality.
Chinua Achebe. In the world of African literature, one name echoes louder than most, Chinua Achebe. Born in 1930 in Ogidi, Anambra State, Achebe grew up between two worlds, the rich traditions of Igbo culture and the rising tide of British colonialism. At just 28 years old, he penned a novel that would change African storytelling forever, Things Fall Apart. It told the story of Okonkwo, a proud Igbo man whose world is torn apart by colonial invasion. But really, it was a story about Africa told by an African. Before Achebe, African stories were often written by outsiders, both with elegant prose and unflinching truth. Achebe gave Africa its voice. He said, "Until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter." Achebe didn't stop at fiction. He was a political critic, essayist, and professor. He rejected Nigeria's national honors in protest of injustice. His legacy, unshakable. Achebe didn't just write novels. He reclaimed a narrative. He reminded us that African stories belong to Africans first.
My name is Akio Sakido.
Hey guys, this is Anto Lecky.
My name is Leo Bliss. My name is Akava. I go by the name Baba D.
And you're tuned into Rapid TV. And I love Rapid TV.
Shout out Rapid TV. Thank you, Rapid TV. Please keep watching
Rapid TV. This is Rapid TV.
Rapid TV.
Keep watching.
Keep it down. Leave it like that.
This is Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN. We connect people, power stories, and amplify voices. On Rapid TV, we're rooted in culture and your window to the stories that matter. From news to lifestyle, we inform, entertain, and uplift. Join Rapid TV on Star Times Channel 176, Nightcomsat. On Rapid FM, we speak your language from the soulful airwaves of Umuahia to the vibrant culture of Port Harcourt and beyond. More than broadcasters, we're creators, amplifying that voice within with powerful content across TV, radio, and digital. Join us at rbnradiotv.com and all our social media handles. One network, one voice. Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN, the sound of your city. Rooted in truth, driven by impact.
Are you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live.
Caesar Radio.
On Facebook, it's Rapid FM Umuahia. On Instagram, it's official Rapid FM. And on X, it is Rapid FM 965. Tune in to Rapid 96.5 FM or listen to us live on our website at www.rapidfm965.com or radiogarden.com.
Better yet, get our mobile app from the Google Play Store.
Catch the pulse of the Southeast on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city.
Hey, Oyanam, all Caesar Radio.
Africa, where dreams are born and passion is boundless. A new wave of talent rises. In La Liga, these extraordinary athletes are not just